All our lives we've been told that trickle-down economics is the right answer. That if we just give all the advantages and the tax cuts to the rich, it'll trickle down to the rest of us and make the rest of us more wealthy as well. Well, let me show you how it didn't work. Here's the first chart. It shows you productivity going sky high from 1947 all the way through 2008. Fantastic. But we didn't get all the fruits of our labor there. Why? Around 1980, average hourly compensation and average hourly wage stagnate. They flatline. Now, this should have gone to the people who were productive, but it didn't. It went to the top 1% because the rules were set in their favor and not to help us. Our wages stagnated. Let me give you another chart. Profits go up, GDP goes up, but does that mean the rest of us are getting the help of that GDP and that productivity? No, again, our wages stagnating and even falling. So the fact that the GDP might be going up doesn't mean we're getting it. The average guy is actually getting paid less than we were before. In fact, income inequality has gotten so bad in this country that now, if I show you another map here of the world, you'll see that the U.S. is in purple, and income inequality in the U.S. is worse than most of the world. Well, the countries that are in red are less equal than we are. That's some parts of Latin America, Southern Africa, some small nations in Asia. But the whole rest of the world has better income equality. And what does that mean? That's equality of opportunity. That's supposed to be the American dream. And the rest of the world is beating us at it. Why? Because in our system, we believe in this nonsense trickle-down economics. And let me show you how that works, right? So it's supposed to be that, hey, you give all to the rich, and then it trickles down on you. And these middle class, lower brackets are all supposed to grow because of that. But instead, what happened? We gave to the rich, and even if you take them at their word that these grew a little bit, which I just showed you they didn't, the rich got much richer. And that was the point of trickle-down economics. The rest of it was all a trick. And even Warren Buffett, the top investor in the world, says, hey, listen, those tax cuts don't mean that we create more jobs. No, that's nonsense. If there's a good investment, we're going to make it anyway. In fact, let me quote Warren Buffett for you. He says, I have worked with investors for 60 years, and I have yet to see anyone shy away from a sensible investment because of the tax rate on the potential gain. People invest to make money, and potential taxes have never scared them off. They've been lying to you the whole time. Oh, give the rich more tax cuts and they'll create more jobs. They haven't. It doesn't work that way. The top investor in the world tells you that. In fact, we know, look at the numbers. When we increased taxes under Bill Clinton, we wound up getting 23 million jobs. There were other factors, but yes, he also invested in the middle class, invested in education and opportunity. 23 million jobs. In the Bush years, we cut taxes on the rich. We gave all the advantages to the top 1%. What happened? In those 8 years, about 1 million jobs. That's it. 23 to 1. And of course, we lost that 1 million jobs in the recession that was created right after he left office. We were losing jobs at a rate of about 750,000 a month. So when you take the 10 years that we did trickle down economics under Bush and through Obama in the recession, we had a net loss of jobs. It didn't trickle down. It's not true. Now, there are other investors like Nick Hanauer, who is a successful entrepreneur and venture capitalist. He says, look, helping the middle class isn't just about helping the middle class, it's about helping the whole country because it helps the entire economy. Let me quote him. He says, the problem with today's severe concentration of wealth then isn't that it's unfair, though it might be, it's that it kills middle class demand. Lasting growth doesn't trickle down, it emerges from the middle out. See, this is the new middle out economics. And it makes sense because 70% of our economy is consumer spending. If the middle class doesn't have money to spend, well, then nobody wins. President Obama even recognized this and ran a campaign ad about it during this election cycle.
I believe that the way you grow the economy is from the middle out. I believe in fighting for the middle class because if they're prospering, all of us will prosper. That's the idea of America, and that's why America is the greatest nation on earth.
Now, I wish he believed it a little bit more and put it more into practice, but at least he's saying the words, and we're hoping that he catches on because it's true. Now, let me show you how middle-out economics works. Now, In this case, instead of giving all the money to the rich and all the advantages to the rich, you give it to the middle class. But when you do, jobs flow down and money also flows up, by the way. Because who's going to get the money from all the new investments in the economy? Of course the top is also going to get it. But if you don't have the middle class demand, you can't have a better economy, and nobody wins. If you do middle out, everybody wins. This is the reality. This is the system that we have to change to, and our policies have to reflect middle out economics. So don't believe the trick and the lie of trickle down anymore. What we need to do is pursue middle out economics.